In the ancient age, when the world was still young and the seas were ruled by storms and mystery, there existed a mighty kingdom known as Valdorin. Hidden between towering mountains and endless forests, the kingdom was said to have been blessed by the gods themselves. Its walls were built from black stone stronger than iron, and its golden towers could be seen shining from miles away beneath the rising sun. The people of Valdorin lived in peace and prosperity for many generations. Rivers flowed with fresh water from the northern glaciers, farms stretched across the valleys, and merchants traveled from distant lands carrying silk, spices, jewels, and rare treasures. Songs of joy filled the streets during festivals, while soldiers in silver armor guarded the kingdom with loyalty and honor. At the center of Valdorin stood the great palace of Eldros, home to King Theron, a ruler admired across the known world. King Theron was strong in battle and wise in judgment. He protected the weak, punished corruption, and united many smaller lands under one peaceful banner. Under his reign, the kingdom became richer and more powerful than any empire before it. Yet deep within the royal court, darkness slowly began to grow. Among the king's advisors was Lord Malgrin, a clever and ambitious nobleman who secretly desired the throne for himself. Though he smiled before the king and spoke with respect, envy poisoned his heart. He believed the kingdom's wealth and power should belong to those willing to rule through fear instead of mercy. For many years, Malgrin quietly spread lies among the nobles. He turned friends against one another and filled the court with suspicion. Loyal generals were accused of treason. Wise advisors disappeared without explanation, and fear slowly replaced trust inside the palace walls. At the same time, terrible signs appeared across the kingdom. The rivers began to dry beneath the summer heat. Crops failed in the southern fields. Strange illnesses spread through villages, and the people whispered that the gods had abandoned Valdorin. In the northern mountains, travelers spoke of dark armies gathering beneath the command of a ruthless warlord called Drazhak, known as the Shadow King. King Theron, now growing older, struggled to hold the kingdom together. Though still respected, he no longer possessed the strength of his younger years. He trusted Lord Malgrin more than anyone, unaware of the betrayal growing beside him. One cold evening, a messenger arrived at the palace gates covered in blood and ash. He brought terrible news. "The northern fortresses have fallen," he cried. "The Shadow King marches toward Valdorin with an army beyond counting." Fear spread through the kingdom like wildfire. King Theron immediately called upon his generals and ordered the city defenses strengthened. Blacksmiths worked day and night forging weapons, while thousands of soldiers prepared for war. Fires burned across the kingdom as villages evacuated toward the capital for safety. But Lord Malgrin saw opportunity within the chaos. Secretly, he met with spies from the Shadow King and made a terrible bargain. In exchange for wealth and power, he promised to betray Valdorin from within and open the gates of the capital during the final battle. Weeks later, the armies of darkness arrived. The skies turned gray as thousands of enemy warriors surrounded the kingdom. Their banners were black as night, and their armor covered in bones and iron spikes. Giant war drums echoed through the valleys while the people prayed inside the city walls. The Battle of Valdorin lasted 7 days and 7 nights. Arrows darkened the sky. Fire consumed towers and homes. Brave knights charged into impossible battles, while the cries of the wounded filled the streets. King Theron himself rode into battle wearing ancient golden armor passed down through generations. Though old, he fought like a lion defending his homeland. For a moment, hope remained, but on the 7th night, Lord Malgrin carried out his betrayal. Under the cover of darkness, he ordered the western gates opened for the enemy army. The soldiers guarding the entrance were murdered in silence before they could sound the alarm. Like a flood of shadows, the enemy stormed into the city. Chaos erupted everywhere. Fires spread across the capital while innocent people ran through smoke-filled streets searching for safety. Temples collapsed, markets burned, and the once glorious kingdom descended into terror. King Theron soon realized the truth. Standing upon the palace balcony overlooking the burning city, he understood that Valdorin had not fallen because of enemy strength alone, but because greed, betrayal, and corruption had destroyed the kingdom from within. With his remaining loyal warriors, the king made one final stand inside the great palace of Eldros. The battle inside the throne hall became legendary. Swords clashed beneath shattered statues while flames